Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fifth research video for my tabletop game design Savage Strikers, the deck building fighting game. Today's date is October 3rd, 2020, 9:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In my last session, I updated the combo arrows, increasing the number in the combo meter from 5 to 6. And now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be updating these basic cards for the market deck as per deck building game design. And the reason why I have to do this first before I can continue on updating the characters, because these cards is what players are going to need to purchase to increase the strength of their fighters and be able to combat each other with. And the basic cards got to interact with the personalized special attacks and unique attacks of the fighters, move set, basically. So I'm going to be updating this, and once I take care of this, I should be able to resume with the research into the fighters to get the characters up to date. I'm going to be going through Skullgirls, a second Encore. It's the only game in my queue that actually has hitboxes, so I want to be able to show you all where I'm trying to get at with the combo meter in relation to fighting games. The reason why I don't have mods, because I don't have much in the way of fighting games in my computer, because my computer is it's been on the flimsy side. I guess you could say it's mid-tier or something, but it wasn't strong enough for me to, handle. It wasn't strong enough to handle Street Fighter V, so I couldn't get that with the hitbox mod to work with and then show you. But thankfully, Skullgirls on the Switch does have the hitboxes, so you'll get a chance to see where I'm trying to get at. So I'm going to be updating these cards, and we'll be jumping in between, so I'll be jumping screens basically, so that we can see what I'm trying to get at. But once again, I'm going to need my mouse pad, my good old mouse, so I can be able to navigate. So the camera will be shutting down, and then after the session, I'll play around with Skullgirls and go through the arcade mode quickly, and see how far I can go with the game. Alright, so without further ado, let me bid you all adieu and see you all on the other side. Come on. Come on. Ah, stubborn. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's expand so you could all see the game in action. There we go. And now let's plug this in. And there we go. Get in there. Get in there. You know you want to get in there. There we go. There we go. Okay. And we start up Skullgirls and get to the main mode. Okay, so here it is. There's Skullgirls. Let's first get right on into the tutorial. And of course, I got the volume nice and low. I do apologize for the last session with Under Night in Birth. I didn't factor that in. The volume was pretty much set in stone. I just didn't realize that the game's got their own. Well, no. Let me correct myself. I should know better that the games have their own internal volume system, and I should have checked first with Under Night in Birth before going putting it on. So I'm gonna leave everything as is. As you can see, I got the hitboxes up. I got simple, advanced. You know what? I'll go with simple. because the combo meter is simple. Yeah. Let's see what simple looks like. Okay, so I'm just gonna use one super powerful character and go with default Philia. For some weird reason, I can't lower the volume of the announcer. Just go random. So, yeah, that's the only one that gets loud is the announcer. I don't know why there's no volume for that. Very remarkable game this is. So this is simplified. So you can see the boxing stretching out. So as you can see, for those of you who are new to the fighting games, as you can see, the little green hitboxes. And the whole idea is that you got to get them to overlay each other like that, and you get a hit. Now you see Cerebella's fists there. I'm hitting it. Nothing's happening, despite the fact that I'm actually touching the character. So you see the leg there? See the leg? And you see how green it is? And nothing's happening. But when I got a little closer, that little nudge there, see that? Just touching that little tip does damage. You see? So basically, this is what inspires the combo meter. So with these guys here. Okay. The combo arrow is supposed to pretty much represent the hitboxes, so to speak, theoretically. Hence why they have different number of lengths. When they overlap with each other, you be able to see the difference between the length of the arrows, and basically. In Draft 101, before I brought in the rock paper scissors mechanic, this was what was determining initiative. The combo arrows at first, and the player with the least number of combo arrows would pretty much be the one that gets to go on offense and execute a combo. So let me scroll on up here. Okay. And then I could show you much more clearer here in the rulebook. I'll do the whole overlay. There we go. So here's the combo meter. So let's just do a little nudge down like that. Okay, and let's push them over. So it's something like that. As you can see, should grab. Let me get a blank square. Get that right up here. Here we go. Grab this blank square. Let's scroll down. So this is what it would look like when they're paired up with each other. So you got 5 arrows, and then you have 3 arrows, and the player with the 3 arrows wins. Would win. So basically, it's kind of like looking at, I guess one could say startup, then the hit, and then recovery. I guess all wrapped up in one. It's like a big speed kind of thing. Like it's the length of the hitbox, but also the speed of that hitbox. So you can see how fast her hitbox is hitting on startup. It's like that fast. So it's kind of like a combination of the two. So it's sort of like a combination of the two here with the combo arrows. So you got your little startup sort of thing, but because this is slower and does have a longer reach, the hitbox here, I guess one would cite would be the two empty squares if one wants to argue that that's what the blank squares would represent. You got to the player faster than these arrows did. Like I said, this is all in theory. I don't know how well that would play out in terms of analysis and such. But got these long reaches. There we go. That's a perfect long reach. You see? But you see how slow that's going? So because of this long reach, you would have 5 arrows. Whereas because you have this shorter reach and faster speed, you would have shorter arrows. And then it's just a matter of, I guess it's just a matter of the overlay. It's a little strange. I mean, it's a little strange to come out, a little strange to explain. But yeah, it's kind of like you got the reach, but speed is also involved. So it's like, how fast can you reach your opponent's body damage? And in a way, one could say that the blank squares would represent the body damage. So because my attack here is faster, I hit my opponent. I'm hitting my opponent much faster. Whereas if I was all the way over here, I'm much slower. I'm slow to recover. But this is what, and so this is why it's very important to have. Oh, you know what? I'm not have to fix this. I'll work on that later. Did it push down? No, it didn't push down. So this is why I have the movement cards to work through that. So it's kind of like, let's see. Let me scroll down to the. Here are the movement cards. So this is where the movement cards would come in, because if I were to play the 5 arrow heavy card, and you were to play the 3 arrow jump card, then it'll be sort of like I jumped over the heavy move. You know what?
Pose!
Sounds like a good idea. Let's go and give. Give the, oh, here we go, dummy action. Crouch, jump, super jump. No. Yeah. Jump. Oops, sorry. Attack data off. Simple. Oh, did I just change that? Well, it doesn't matter. I'll do that. There we go. So here she is jumping. See? So my attack is 5 arrows, her jump is 3 arrows, and you can see how it's missing. So that's how. Sorry, I apologize for that. There we go. There we go. So here's my setup. Okay, so I got the computer jumping, and this is 5 arrows. So the jump will be 3 arrows. And theoretically, the game assumes that because you have 3 arrows on the jump, this missed.
Yep.
I mean, I managed to hit. But basically, the card game is assuming that this is happening. That. My 5 arrow strike is missing the 3 arrow jump. Because the jump is a little faster than this attack. Now, of course, in video games, you know, we would time ourselves and actually hit a jumper. So pretty much that's what the card game assumes. It assumes that if you're jumping, the attack is missed. So it's always assuming misses more often than not with lesser arrows. There we go. Let me turn that off. There we go. So so that's pretty much what the combo arrows assume. 3 combo arrows of jump. The game assumes that you're dodging a 5 arrow attack, basically. So that's pretty much what I'm looking to update. That's what's going to happen in the update now. Let's begin. Because you're supposed to be faster than your opponent. So let me just scroll back up for just one more last recap. Well, I gotta get the icons too. So I'll be scrolling up and down between the rulebook and this. There we go. So just for that quick recap, this was Philia's crouching heavy. And this was Cerebella jumping, and because her jumping is faster than Cerebella's crouching heavy punch, the game assumes that Cerebella avoided the attack. Pretty much avoided the attack. So the game always going to assume that the lesser arrows is fast to avoid attacks, basically. So let us begin with the update. So I already got the blue striker damage button on the light attack, so I need the other colors here for the other basic cards. So we'll start off with that. Let me scroll on down now. That was a copy save. Copy paste. So I got the blue button. The blue button's already here for light attack, thankfully. So now it's time to take care of the medium attack and bring the buttons back in. Okay. So, medium attack gets yellow. Heavy attack gets red. And throws get purple. Finally, purple. Here we go. Here's the throw. So, since I'm here at throw, let me start off with throw. Okay, the size is 0.26, 0.26. Well, since I got some background music going on, you know what? Let me see. Oh, doesn't it'll force me out? Well, oh, here we go. Yeah, let me change stage so we can get some nice music while I do the update. At least I got a little something here. Random? No, not too random. Oh. There we go, little intimate. Okay, thank you for your patience. So let's begin updating the throws, and then I'll work my way up the ladder. And then we'll update, and then I'm gonna take care of the combo arrows. Well, no, not the combo arrows yet. I gotta do the bonus icons for the guard cards and the movement cards. So, funny thing, in the previous drafts, the attack cards didn't have the meteor icon. For some dumb reason, well, it's not really a dumb reason. I did try it at first, but it seemed a little awkward as a deck building game. But I think I put too much emphasis on the fact that it was a tabletop game, and forgetting the fact that damage is the one that builds meter, not blocking and movement. Well, movement cards used to be called technique cards, and they were like utility cards, and they behaved like the utility cards you would see in other deck building games like Dominion and such, where they would give you money and card draw. And I applied that to the technique cards, which featured crouch, dash, and jump. But the thing is that crouching, dashing, and jumping doesn't build meter, so it wasn't processing in my brain that was doing that until now. So now the cards that you attack with, their attack cards and throw cards, give meter, and the meter is used to purchase cards from the marketplace. So you would use this to pay these costs up here, and you add the card to your deck. And the reason why the basic cards got these buttons is because since they're universally shared between two fighters, each fighter has their own unique damage output, as per my formula that I conjured up back in the early drafts. Right. Back in the very early drafts, like maybe the 10th draft, right around that. So each fighter has their own unique damage output, and light, medium, and heavy would do different types of damage. So let me give you a good example. As you can see up here, damage is at. So you can see that Affiliate did 300 damage on light punch, 550 on medium punch, and 1000 on heavy punch. So it was from that that I came up with that I was able to do a mathematical formula. What I did was Shoryuken.com had a nice chart for Ultra Street Fighter 4. I think they dismantled it and put it on individual characters, but they had a very good layout on comparing the damage stats between the fighters. So I went through the whole thing, read through the whole thing, and I was able to come up with my own personal mathematical formula for Savage Strikers context as a tabletop game, and I was able to provide each fighter their own unique calculation, sum. The sum of that calculation, thereby allowing each of the fighters to be unique. There's a reason why I also emphasize their weight class, lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight, because of the mathematical formulas that I conjured up. That I was able to conjure up for all their damage outputs. And to this day, that mathematical formula is still in use. It's still in practice. Like, it has not changed all these years. Okay. So what I pulled out is the draw icon. So the draw icon, funny enough, was what used to be the meter here, the charge meter. So instead of the charge meter, it was the card draw. So every time you did damage, you would draw a card, more and more. So it was kind of weird. Like I said, it never even occurred to me. Or I think it occurred to me, I just didn't pay it any mind. I guess I was just more focused on other things. But yeah, now it makes more logic sense as a fighting game, that you do damage and you get meter. But and what happened was that this was actually brought up from a play tester, where during their turn as a defense player, they would play the shield cards, but because they're on defense and not on offense, they're losing a card from their hand. So like if you were to play block, so your hand size would go from say 6 to 5. So you're not getting anything in return outside of like defending yourself, not taking any damage. So they felt that drawing a card made more sense to compensate, but it didn't occur to me to actually put the draw icon on the combo meter itself. It was actually in the tech box and was only exclusive to block. But now I've expanded that to all the shield card, to all the guard cards. It's a bit risky given how powerful parry and sidestep are, especially sidestep, because sidestep literally ends combos instantaneously. But I put a little balance to that by requiring the opponent to discard a card if they want to continue the combo. So it'll be like you would see in Tekken, when a person sidesteps and you're still able to connect your opponent easily. And no, the buttons are not going to stay on these guys here. So I also put that in application. So now it even makes more sense to draw a card when you play crouch, because you wanna be able to draw and have your hand resources for your combo. Because I actually changed these. These used to be utility. Like this one would be at the if you ended your combo with what I called fence cards back then, which were the green attack cards, then your opponent would have to sweep the top card of their deck. But again, that it didn't make much sense as a fighting game, because jumping, crouching, and dashing actually changed the way your deck ran, so to speak. No, sorry. I mean, for the video game, here, let me pull this up. For the video game, so you see that she did 1,000 damage. Yeah, here's what her. So you see the damage changed a bit. The damage is different when jumping. Well, nevertheless, I reward players with bonus, with bonus damage. At least for my game, at least for Savage Strikers, I'm letting players get bonus damage. Let me fix up the focus cards also. Focus cards are the equivalent in terms of deck building games. I would say the scout ship in Star Realms, where you would get 2 money for it. This one went through a whole lot of tweaks because with the text box, but it became very well liked in the end, because during your end phase you can sweep your card. In deck building games, trashing your card is very important because it allows your deck to be a little bit more focused. So with sweep, what I did is during the end phase, you can sweep any one card that you played, so you can thin out your deck and focus it, and in exchange you get to increase your hand size by 1. So let's say you are a heavyweight. This is a big benefit for heavyweights, because not only do you get the 2 money, because let me contextualize. Heavyweights have Here we go. This is perfect. I'll show you right down here. Here we go. So here's Brock Crusher, who's a heavyweight, and his hand size is 5. Whereas Nagisa, who's a middleweight, has a hand size of 6, and Chenbo has a hand size of 7. So having that 5 hand size is very, very rough. But you know, being that he's a heavyweight, he's doing mass amounts of damage. So with the focus card, you can actually increase your hand size next turn to 6 by sweeping one card you play. So you get to focus your deck more, and you get to have a 6 card to work with. And very big for the lightweights, because you're talking about a hand size of 8. You know, you get to draw. You really mill through your deck with lightweights. But for the heavyweights, it's even bigger because you get that 1 extra card to work with, and you might be able to get that card you may be looking for or may need. So that's what focus provides for. And since I'm down here in focus, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give it a high number. I've always been debating with focus whether it should have high numbers or low numbers. See, I don't want it to win. I don't want it to win the priority in the rules. When the combo, when the neutral play goes to tie breaking, I don't want this to break the combo arrow ties. I really don't want it to break be the breaking tiebreaker, because when you think about it, if you played, let's say, Dragon Ball Fighters. In Dragon Ball Fighters, you could you have the key charge, and the reason why it's not played that much is because you're standing there literally charging up. King of Fighters also does that. A couple of editions where you charge up the meter and you're just standing there. You're completely vulnerable, and then you get hit out of nowhere. But never has that ever been used in terms of combos the way like dash would get used. Dash would be implemented into combos, and jumping would get implemented. So that's why it's got the high arrow count. Now I need to clear out that button. So let me just scroll down here. I should have the gray out. Let's go into the fighters. Let's see, one of them has a gray out. It has to be in the Savage cards. Here we go, Savage subtype. So here's the gray out. Move that on up. So yeah, I can't really update these guys yet because the basic cards has to get updated first. Their combo arrows. So it'll look too well. In order for like headlock or kick to work in combination with the basic cards, I gotta get the basic cards in place, or else it's going to be very awkward doing a unique card first and then a light attack. Well, it makes sense the way I'm explaining it, but well, you'll see once all the updates are done. Okay, so here we are with the movement cards. Gray out right here, because you have, with the exception of focus, which is a unique type, the normal types should be consistent in that they get grayed out here because they don't do damage, unless you're Dan. Then there would be a taunt card. I could leave this alone at 3. So yes, I'll have to update their combo arrows in a second. Let me just first gray these out. Alright. Okay. Let's change songs. Let's change music. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't. There we go. So dash. Dash is going to have one arrow. It's pretty much the fastest card in the game, and it is pretty much the most powerful card in the game. Set at one arrow each because it's fast. Because it's supposed to be fast, so to speak. Look at that. So, once again, the game assumes that you were able to move fast enough to get within your opponent's space and deliver the next attack. So let me put dash back. So because you gotta play the next card, your next attack card, the game assumes that this is you doing this. If you don't have another an attack card to follow that up, your opponent will be able to respond defensively, because you're pretty much running into your opponent's punch. This is good for it's pretty much very effective with the neutral game, with the neutral play in the game, because it pretty much beats everything except itself. So unless both players dash, play dash cards simultaneously, you're pretty much gonna win, because again, it assumes that you got into the space and your opponent was too slow, and the next card you would play, being that will be the attack card, it assumes that you pretty much are attacking your opponent and got the hit off, and you get to. And dash originally had the mechanic called unstoppable, which means that your opponent couldn't play defensively against your next card. So if you played the attack normal, your opponent would not be able to play defense regardless of how many arrows you played. So this is one arrow. If you were to play heavy attack, which would have, let's say 5 or 6 arrows, then your opponent wouldn't be able to play block or sidestep or anything, because you were fast enough to hit them. So again, the game always assumes that you're faster than your opponent and you're able to execute your attacks. It's your move first, that you're able to move a certain way. You were fast enough to jump, you were fast enough to crouch, you were fast enough to dash, you were fast enough to block, or as you can see, that's why I believe that's the block color. Yeah, because I'm pressing down and...
Just a moment!
In fact... yeah, the volume is low. I can't figure that out. Alright, let me go to training options. But I don't have... I do have the attack data, but I don't have the input display. Sorry, I don't have the... let me get that. List stick. Both. There we go. There we go. So, as you can see, I'm pressing down and right. That's the defense. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, I apologize. I should have had that display up. So this is basically the defensive posture. So it assumes that you're moving back. Your defense is faster than your opponent. So that's why the combo arrows rely on lesser numbers for victory. Lesser numbers for to be victorious and execute your combo. Excuse me. Okay, so guard cards. They used to be called defense cards, and basically they're your defense cards. you're protecting yourself. These remained largely unchanged. Like nothing really changed out of this, out of these cards, aside from their name. So sidestep still does what it does. This one went through a whole lot of changes. Sidestep. That's because it's a broke card. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is broken hands down, and I had to really figure out nerfs like no other to get that down. This automatically ended your opponent's combo, just like that. Back when it was just alternating turns and not simultaneous play. So I was able to figure that out, especially because there was card drawing involved, which adds to the brokenness. But I was able to figure out the nerf by saying that your opponent's card does not activate and the combo ends unless they discard one card from their hand. So if you don't discard one card from your hand to resume your combo pretty much ends for good, and that's it. It ends for good, and your opponent, in terms of alternating turns, the turn was over. But yeah, that's pretty much what would happen with sidestep. But by giving the offense player the option, but at the cost of their own card. But this sidestep was just like one card play, and that was it. Your opponent would never have gotten past, wouldn't have even gotten a second card out and such. That's how broke it was. But with the new rules, with the updated neutral play now, you'll at least get one card off before your opponent plays sidestep. So if you get the right card that can give you two economy to purchase cards, then it won't even matter if they play sidestep on your second card, and you can be able to at least walk away with maybe another block or a 2-buy card, any 2-buy card. Okay, time to update the throws. Okay, this one I'm gonna need the red arrows for this. All throws just basically automatically ends combos. So I'm gonna find myself scrolling all the way back up. I don't have to go far on this one. I just have to go to the quick play guide to get the red arrows. Here we go. I'll just snatch that one up. Reversal. So the throw cards are fairly easy. I'm gonna keep them at 5 and 6. So they'll pretty much act like a bit on the combo ender side. Let's see here. Let me just take a quick gander here. So there's the throw commands. So the game assumes that, even though they're not put in the combo string, it does assume that after you do. Wow, they're very loud. I still don't understand why their voices aren't going low. I apologize for that, but as you see, even though they do go into your combo string, the game assumes that that's going to be your last play, because of how slow combo arrows, the throw arrows could be. Your throws are, since you gotta like walk up and such. Fix that up a bit. There we go. So this is forward toss. I would give forward toss maybe 5 arrows. Okay. Yeah, we'll just we'll do that. And we'll just copy paste. Okay. So here we go. Copy paste. But no matter what, throws will always be an ender because it's slow. It's pretty much slow on startup. You don't get to juggle, and they're normal. I have Angela. She's a grappler. She's a full-on grappler, so her throws will have the normal arrows to chain into, to do chain combos into. So that's gonna be a pretty fun character to mess with, and see how the proxy art looks. There we go. And backward toss will be slower. Okay. Okay. So, heavy attack is going to have red arrows because, as you can see, so heavy attack pushes back players. So, as you can see, it pushes players back. So the combo will be light, heavy, just like that. So that's why it's going to get. So as you saw that little sequence there, that's why they're going to get the red arrows because they don't because they push players back. And this will be 5 arrows. So I'm going to set that to 5 arrows. Which means that I'm going to do a 5-4-3 3 number with medium attack and light attack. So medium attack is going to get 4 arrows. Now their abilities have not changed at all since the beginning. Medium attack, you get to recover an attack card from the discard pile, and heavy attacks allows you to look at your opponent's hand, discard 1 card, and that's supposed to be because you sweep your opponent. I'll see. She bounced stuff. But like when Ryu does his sweep, is you get prone. So that the discarding your opponent's hand is pretty much dead. It's like, oh, I tripped him down, prone him, so take out his hand. And of course, light attacks is just draw 1 card, just straight up draw 1 card, because you're fast, very very fast. And of course, it's doing less damage, so you want to get your stronger cards in return. I don't have to update any of that there. So it's like jab, 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 jab. It's like that's your light. And then you would just redraw a card, so that way you can be able to get your medium. Just so you can get to your medium. So it would look something. So when you play light, medium, and heavy, it would look like that's what it would look like. You sweep your opponent. The light, medium, and then sweep your opponent. Okay. So it looks like we got them all up to date. Alright. So this is 3, 4, 5 on the attacks. 5 and 6 for the throws. The guard cards and the movement cards sitting in at 1, 2, and 3. So the way well, putting the movement cards aside, since they tie all cards, with regards to the neutral play, which is rock paper scissors, the numerical order would be block cards 1, 2, 3. Attack cards are 3, 4, 5, and the throw cards are 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, I had thought about whether I should add a third card for throws on the list here. Go 4, 3, 2. Go 5, 3. Go 5, 3, 2 on the throw cards, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. So the only thing I just yeah, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. And I'm most likely going to update their text cards. Sweep the top card of the deck. Sweep one card in your opponent's hand. I'll have to see in playtesting if if they're too powerful or if they're too helpful. Is it just me, or are they lacking? Yeah, they don't have. I guess they were holdovers or something. Well, I'll test them out anyway. See how they act as with sweep. But it's more to the... Actually, no, that makes perfect sense because I'm helping my opponent thin out their deck and focusing it in exchange for the mass damage that throws do. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. That makes more sense. And also they're balanced by the fact that they're end cards. So if you were to okay, so then yeah, maybe I should then I should give them an extra maybe an extra charge as a reward if they win the neutral play. Yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, I don't have the text box up, but yeah, I'm gonna change these up. Both cards will have the same ability. If you win the neutral play, you get a bonus charge, so you'll get 2 charges instead of 1. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that's something I'll update. I'll probably do that off. I'll do that off video. Because it's just only these cards to update. So you'll see that the next time I display these. Okay, so they're all updated, and I also updated the focus cards, so they're good to go. They're back to normal. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect. So yeah, and the movement cards go 1, 2, 3. So that way you could be able to use them with the attack cards, which are 3, 4, 5, and throw cards, which are 5 and 6 if you want. So it's a little weird that you jump in, and well, again, you know, the game assumes that that if you were to jump in and follow it up with a throw card, that you jumped towards your opponent, landed right in front of them, and then you threw them. It's those kind of things. You know, the game is assuming. The game is always assuming that you're getting within your opponent's space, that you're able to beat out your opponent, spacing wise. So that's what happens with the tiebreakers. That your jump, being a 2 arrow, was faster than your opponent's block card, which is 3 arrow, which is 3 arrows. And he wasn't fast enough to block your speed, and you're able to get the hit off. So that's the way the game that's the way the combo meters work. It just assumes that you closed the gap and got into your opponent's space. All right, well, let's save that. All right, and let's pull this out. Okay, so this is all done, and it's time to bring me back in and say hi. Okay, let's do that, and let's do that. Activate. Oh. Hello. Okay, so gonna jump on out and play some Skullgirls. Let's see if I can go and beat this game. Just go straight. Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna play Villia because her moves are Shoto. Single player. Ah, we'll do arcade mode. Perfect. So I don't have to worry about going through all the text. Okay, I'm just gonna play one character. Yeah, it's annoying that the announcer doesn't have volume control. I mean, you saw it yourself. I lowered that all down to 10.
Decide the destiny. Let's rock. Just a moment.
Let me just. Yeah, see the volume. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh. I think that's my television. Sorry. Yeah, she is Shoto's. Okay. Just wondering why I'm, Nah, I just still stick with the, yeah. No, that's just me. Yeah, that's just me. I thought that... No, that's just me. I thought that,
Player 2 wins! もう一回頑張りましょう。
Let's try again.
Gentlemen and ladies, showtime!
Right off the bat.
そう頑張るか。
準備 OK?
ジャイアントステ
敵よ。
打ってこい。打ってこい。
Okay, that shows how long it's been since I played Skullgirls. Royally.
敵よ。
そうか。スタートそう。スタートそう。よし。そんだね。
Let's rock! Take 3! Fight!
まだ。リンゴリットスピア。 スーパーソジャイアントステー撃ってこい撃ってこいジャイアントステージャイアントステー
Loading. Yeah, I think that's my TV. That's why it sounds loud. Well, hopefully it won't sound loud on the whole thing.
Gentlemen and ladies, showtime!
つまらない。お前たち。諦め。行きなさい。ウェッジ。容赦はしない。永遠にとらわれよ。アメン。気をつけな。すりつぶしてあげる。スフィンクス。お前たち。よくも。
Just a moment!
Oh, okay. No wonder. Yeah. I'm like...
ごめんなさい。敵よ、気をつけて。
止まらないぜ。リングリ。
Oh, I messed up.
終わったわ。クランクアップよ。諦めたらそこで終わりよ。
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with 3 characters. I didn't expect them to put 3 on 1. I was expecting to be 1v1 all the way across. So yeah, let me just make that 3 fighters. Let's see here, ball. Who was I good with? Yes, pain. It's been, like I said, it's been a while, so. Dash. I don't think I'm gonna get far. I have to consider time constraints too. I'm over an hour again. Oh.
さあさあ皆様ご注目。
Yeah.
俺作者よ。アルバス、ウェッジ、ソーラー。
グレグアルサムソン。レイナ。
踏むわよ。息に込めて。お前に登れ。行きなさい。踏む。アルバス。登れ。やあ。みー
登れ。
どう
弱い。ねくべと。永遠にとらわれよ。俺
容赦せん。下がれ。
かわいい。
大暴れよ。
俺
ファルコンライブ。下がれ。グレーモノ。
ダイヤモンドドロッ
下がれ。グレーモノ。
雨。
Should have switched down.
ソベク。
Ah.
大暴れよ。登れ。気をつける。死は空より舞い降りる。
For a moment there, I thought I was gonna have to call at the end. No, yeah, I'm really out of touch on Skullgirls. I'll have to retrain. Still loading. This is a Switch. It's a cartridge. It shouldn't be loading.
かかってこい。
Gentlemen
Here,
and
man.
ready showtime!
I like how Beowulf is a big fan of Chun-Li and Candy of
気をつけな。まいちま
変身
Ow.
止まらないぜ。
じゃじゃ
グレゴール・サムソン。
Yes. Oh, not enough.
リングリット
ーもう大丈夫よ
Haha. Elbow
これでいい
slam.
のよねビターレ華麗なるファイターたちに拍手を
Next. That walking 8-ball. 8-bomb. Pain whale.
今宵のスターは誰かしら Let's rock!
Ooh, big man. Oh dear.
じゃあねもう大丈夫よダイヤモンドダイナモンやっばいビリアン
Ah, that attack. Annoying. オッケー勝負あったわね I just like that his hair grows arms and legs and just crosses them. Like, Oh, hello.
Quiet on the set
Double. I should not move that. I was expecting Double to do a little bit more chaos.
Player 1 wins!
I was expecting a little bit more from Double. Huh. Like, aggressiveness, like Beowulf and Big Bang. I mean, she is the Shang Tsung of Skullgirls. Parasol.
Gentlemen and ladies, showtime!
Napalm shot! Napalm shot! やりすぎ。おっと。おっと。リンゴリットスパイク。もらった。
Get back over there.
高貴なる反撃。おっと。おっと。突撃。おっと。スクイグリー。準備はいい？
Oh, wiggly.
一と。
じゃあね。もうだよ、もうふわたま。
Ha! Elbow swing.
一と。
どうやまさかそれだなジムカお母様だダイヤモンドダイヤ
Oh, got that extra.
一と。こっちに。
Oh, walk into that. There you go. That's one angry hair. There we are.
悪くない。
ありがとう。オッケー。
This better not be easy mode, because I shouldn't be having this hard a time if it's on easy mode. This better be medium. Our fortune.
This is true love we're making. Go!
ニャオピピニャオベータナグ撃破されましたニャオピピピピニャオワワワワワ
Right in the face.
ヘッドローン青エキサイトメントニャオうわ青クローナグカンヤントマニャオニャオ増殖クリニックレバーだよもう青ニャオダンダンダンダンダンダンいた青ニャオピピピピ増殖スペースマスタービーム講師スペース頭部形成セオライトニャオクロールニャオ青
I'm playing her on it.
エキサイトメントコンコンはエキサイトメントエキサイトメントビームコンコンはエキサイトメントインスタンスピピニャオサイクラムニャオ青クロールニャオマウチ青いたコツキ青ニャオベイビーセオライトビームビームニャオチカメ
Oh, that's cool. My character stayed out there.
この後の番組は CM の後すぐ
Instead of disappearing. How many rounds is this? How many matches are there in arcade mode? Or is this some kind of endlessly? Arcade mode should have an end. Should be reaching the end. You know what it is? I think it's because of the loading time. There we go. No.
Nobody blink. Let's rock. 無駄無駄。平気よ。まだやるの。無駄無駄。そうそう。どいて。無駄無駄。いくよ。すっごい大技。いくよ。私30分いってドロッドロップ無駄無駄。自分から。やった。
I don't remember that cat. I think I'm on easy mode. I gotta really check the options and make sure I'm on a more higher difficulty. Well, at least I'm getting a chance to understand some of the characters here. Oh yeah, this was longer than I could expect, than I have anticipated.
Gentlemen and ladies, showtime!
Taking on a lot of one-fighters. It's like 18 out of all this. There we go. Right into that. Done.
命知らずに空高く舞う。クランクアップよ。
Standing ovation. Standing ovation. Loading. Loading. Loading, 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 loading.
Quiet on the set! Go!
Dude, making a lot of noise on the set.
死んだ破壊よ恐怖を行け
Typical one-wing angel bosses. They always gotta be so hardcore badass. They just sit there, they just stand there and they're like, oh, I'm so powerful. I don't have to move a single muscle to take you down.
恐怖落ちろ死んだ恐怖平手ダイヤモンドダイヤ
There we go.
なぜ戦い続けるダイヤモンドダイヤあがかないで
I brought it to my
身の
level.
程を知りなさい身の程を知りなさいダイヤモンド弱さをわきまえなさいカムカウというの身の程を知りなさい新たな主に使えなさい身の程を知りなさい身の程を知りなさいカムカウというの身の程を知りな
Shadow.
さい
This is some young moon.
弱さをわきまえなさい図が高い
Is that what you trying to tell
弱
me?
さをわきまえなさい弱さをわきまえなさい弱さをわきまえなさい図が高い
Oh wow.
弱さをわきまえなさい勝てると思っているの身の程を知りなさい
メタバルフォース
身の程を知りなさい身の程を知りなさいハムカウというの
Oh.
誰の主か教えて身の程を知りなさい
Oh, come
勝
on.
てると思っているのハムカウというのハムカウトいい
Okay,
かしら
found
ハ
one.
ムカウというの
Oh, I walked.
図が高い
Ah, come on.
役立ってもらうわ身の程を知りなさいやっぱお掃除されちゃった後で掃除しておいてあげるファイターたちに拍手をもう一回頑張りましょう
No, try again. Gotta beat the
こ
final
の世
boss.
から恐
I
怖
made
を
it
取
this
り
far.
除くまずあなたから
This battle is all in mine. Let's rock.
破壊よ邪魔しないで死んでいけ死んで恐れなさいいけ
Oh,
死んでいけ
goals at
恐
me.
怖
And this will go.
死んで死んで恐怖私の願いは止められ
Elbow
ない
slam there.
死んでいけ邪魔しないで再度できない
There we go.
動かないハムカウというの弱さをわきまえなさい身の程を知りなさいいいけしのぶ勝てると思っているの次は何
Oh.
サプライズ弱さをわきまえなさい弱さをわきまえなさい
Man.
ハムカウという弱さをわきまえなさい勝てると思っているのいけしもべ弱さをわきまえなさい
Oh, that was
身
not
の程を
good.
知りなさい
The other one.
弱さをわきまえなさい誰の主か教えて身の程を知りなさい
There we go.
身の程を知りなさいハムカウというのハムカウというの身の程を知りなさい
Oh.
ハムカウというのハムカウというの行くぞ身の程を知りなさいサプライズ身の程を知りなさいハムカウというの 弱さをわきまえなさい。止めるのよ。身の程を知りなさい。弱さをわきまえなさい。
スマッシュ。よし。カモン。ダイヤモンドダイヤ。
There we go.
身の程を知りなさい。
Ah.
特訓したのに。
Oh
誰
boy.
にも邪魔はさせない。
Player 2
Crazy.
wins! これで終わり？
Ooh. I made it this
この
far.
世から恐怖を取り除く。まずあなたか
さ
ら。
あさあ皆様ご注目。 GO！
恐怖。落ちる。
私が支配者よ。
Shit.
敵
Oh.
よ。
死んで。死んで。
高いよ。
死んで。落ちる。
あがかないで。
弱い。
邪魔しないで。
Ah,
死んで。死んで。
もう大丈夫よ。
恐怖。
大丈夫。
Oh.
Kill you.
What?
新たな主に使いなさい。
突撃。
恐怖。
行け。
いけ。恐怖。
行け。
よし。
恐怖。落ちる。死んで。恐怖。いけ。頭高い。
じゃあ。
死んで。
行け。
There we go. There we go.
死んで。無駄なベル。身の程を知りなさい。身の程を知りな
Yeah,
さ
bro.
い。身の程を知りなさい。頭が高い。歯向かうと言うの。
Ah.
歯向かうと言うの。弱さをわきまえなさい。役立ってもらうわ。弱さをわきまえなさい。身の程を知りなさい。身の程を知りなさい。歯向かうと言うの。
You got stands, man.
歯向かうと言うの。身の程を知りなさい。
図が高い。
弱さをわきまえなさい。身の程を知りなさい。歯向かうと言うの。身の程を知りなさい。
変身。
There we go.
身の程を知りなさい。弱さをわきまえなさい。
私さ。
Ow.
身の程を知りなさい。
どうだ。
歯向かうと言うの。身の程を知りなさい。
Ah.
ブライト。新たな主に使えなさい。
マグレよ。フィリ
メタバルファーセス。
Oh.
仲間から
Right
蘇
into.
れ。
Oh.
ア。よし。
勝てると思っている。
Yeah, I'm gonna lose this. Yeah, I can't get it.
お掃除されちゃった。
Wow.
誰にも邪魔はさせない
信じられ。ない光景
Marie
で
is
す。
hard.
諦めたらそこで終わりよ。
この世から恐怖を取り除く。まずあなたか
さ
ら。
あ頑張ってね。Let's rock。
止めるの。
行け。
止まらない。
恐怖。私の願いを止める。
行け。
死んで。いけ。私の支配者よ。恐怖。恐怖。死んで。邪魔しないで。あなたの運命を先延ばししてやめろ。
あがかないで。
弱さをわきまえなさ
Oh.
い。弱さをわきまえなさい。歯向かうというの。
図が高い。
身の程を知りなさい。
全枚切れてきた。
歯向かうというの。身の程を知りなさい。
スマッシュ。
あがかないで。
ダイヤモンドダイヤモン。
身の程を知りなさい。身の程を知りなさい。身の程を知りなさい。
よし。
サプライズ。
勝てると思っているの？
嘘。
身の程を知りなさい。
Oh, push me back.
あがかない弱さをわきまえなさい。身の程を知りなさい。
Ah, the switch didn't
歯
happen.
向かうというの。身の程を知りなさい。あがかないで弱さをわきまえなさい。
Dang.
思い上がりなスクロール。身の程を知りなさい。弱さをわきまえなさい。止めるのよ。勝てると思っているの？身の程を知りなさい。身の程を知りなさい。いいかしもべよ。歯向かうというの？身の程を知りなさい。身の程を知りなさい。勝てると思っているの？いけしもべよ。
きなこ娘。
次は
There we go. Oh.
何？残りのメディチ家も同じ運だよ。これで終わり？この世から恐怖を取り除く。まずあなたから。今宵のスターは誰かしら。ファイト。死んでいけ。恐怖。新たな主に使えなさい。いけ突撃。恐怖を死んで邪魔しないで。いけ寝ていて。死んで落ちる。いけ恐怖邪魔しないで。止めるの。いけ邪魔しないで。死んで恐怖
スマッシュどうだ。
恐れなさい。死んで死んで無駄な努力。
どうだ。スマ
歯向かうというの？弱さをわきまえなさい。図が高い。歯向かうというの？身の程を知りなさい。身の程を知りなさい。
出番よ。
勝てると思っている。身の程を知りなさい。歯向かうというの？身の程を知りなさい。身の程を知りなさい。弱さをわきまえなさい。身の程を知りなさい。サプライズよ。身の程を知りなさい。やめろ。歯向かうというの？身の程を知りなさい。止めるのよ。弱さをわきまえなさい。弱さをわきまえなさい。
私参上。顔上げろ。
歯向かうというの？図が高い。
ダイヤモンドピ
勝てると思っているの？私が支配者よ。
ダイヤモンドピやっちゃえ。
歯向かうというの？止める。
Oh, I only have to do one more hit.
弱さをわきまえなさい。
Gotcha. Woo.
トップは一人。このセレベラよ。That's a fox.
Got arcade mode done. Sweet. Oh, good. All right. So while those credits are rolling, just want to thank you all for joining me in this research video. If you're interested in merch, just I'll let you know. I got my fantasy novel, The Impossible Man, available at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and Amazon Japan. If you're interested in Splatterbomb merch, you'll find in the description all the merch down the links below for Splatterbomb and The Impossible Man. Thank you all for joining me with this crazy playthrough and the research. Yeah, I don't think I need to go any further than this, so we don't need to go through all the credits. Let's do that. Yeah, just speed through that. That was a pretty good fight. So, I thank you all for joining me. Yeah, normally I don't like to ask for subscribe buttons, but you know, my subscribe button is right down below. If you're interested in following this channel, you know what to do with that button. Yeah, know what to do with that button. Is there any way to get past all this? No? I won't. Just beat through it quickly. So, thank you very much for those who did decide to subscribe ahead of time. Thank you for joining in, and that's it. Palette online. All right. So, I wish you all a good night and buenas noches. Or, yeah.